Good afternoon, you guys. We are headed to run a few little small errands. Not really per se. Christopher needs to change his phone, and I need to pick up a curbside order from Sam's Club. Did not feel like walking through there, so that's what we are off to do. Decided to get a little cutesy. And yeah, we getting ready to head out the door, so I will see you guys in a minute.
So go here. If you're not put it to work. Spell cartoon crab right.
Just type in yours. Type in your account. Oh, I don't know what your name is no more.
It's why I don't know. Well, has it been 14 days? Because I could change my name. Oh wait, I can't. I don't have my phone. It's not K Games anymore. It's like AY something. AY is cool. It's the YT, I think. Charlie is real, and I think I can find my channel from here. You can find my channel from here. These are the live.
That's pretty cool though.
Wait, search up. Wait, let me show you something. So search up cartoon crab. Search up what? Cartoon crab.
I should make them subscribe to me.
Make them subscribe to me. Can I go get my phone?
What was the name of one of your videos?
The name of one of my videos was.
All right, you guys, we are off. Both errands knocked out. That took only about an hour, really. Because I don't think we made it there till like 5. So like an hour and 10 minutes to do both things. Yeah. That wasn't bad. That wasn't bad at all. Anyway, all we're doing is going home, but I needed to get some of these things out of the way that could not wait. Like toilet paper. I don't know what possessed me to get toilet paper. That scented, the roll is scented. You know what I'm talking about? That had to have been me that picked that up. Like the roll that's the toilet paper is on was scented, and it was. I will never.
Oh, like the actual roll.
Yeah, right. I won't do that again. To me, it was irritating a little.
Stop getting scented. What?
They're not scented.
But you get like the minty, like ones. Like you can't just get the regular one.
I can. They was on sale. I got all of those for like $6. But I'll keep that in mind. I won't get them again. Which I like the mint ones. They don't bother me. But yeah.
I guess it's not that. It doesn't really bother me.
I think the other, the other brand is probably give you way more zing. And I guess you're a guy, so I guess no guy wants to really feel.
It's just.
Let's feel awkward, weird. I like it. I like a little minty ting. Anyway, it's beautiful outside today, but it's quiet actually. Don't you think? Pretty quiet today. 6 o'clock. It seemed like. Is this? No, Mother's Day was last week, wasn't it? Okay, you guys, we are home now. My curls held up. All I did was braid them. I put a little mousse and a flexi rod on the ends, and it came out pretty good. I like it. I like it a lot. I'm tired now. I think tomorrow I am going to play around with the press-ons. I have not transferred them over to this stand and worked on them or polished them or anything. So I think I'm gonna work on that tomorrow. I decided to use some more of the press-ons that I already had. I'm gonna use them before I really start messing around, but I can at least play in the polish. So there's that. I just ordered some new knives because the knives that I have are old, and the handles, I don't think I'll ever do silicone knives again because I like to put bleach in my water and they kind of have gotten like broken down over the years. So I got a new knife set that's coming. I have another bread box. I got one that goes catacorner. I hope the color is not off because I was gonna get white, but y'all know my color. So I'm gonna see how that works out. I think I gotta put it together, which is not exciting. And I got another tripod. It's not super expensive, but it looks more stable than the ones that I have been getting. We'll see. We shall see. Good morning, people. We are headed to the farmer's market. Getting ready to go and pick up my mother. It's been raining for days, for days. I said good morning. It just turned noon. So, yeah, good afternoon, you guys. We need to talk. We need to talk. All the accessories that go along with you when you're taking your camera out is insane. You guys, I am carrying this leather purse, crossover, crossbody satchel today for the first time. It feels so good. And it's nice and compact, and my camera fits in here, but I do have it clipped on the side. Well, I'm talking to y'all on it, but it has a little bag to clip on the side. So it's got all my stuff in it. My phone don't quite fit in it, but I guess that's okay because I didn't want to carry any additional bags with me. I hope it don't rain. It's been raining and it looks like it's gonna rain, but I got on open toe shoes. Ain't that crazy? I got these Crocs from Famous Footwear. They are so comfortable, like walking on a cloud. Aren't they cute? Crocs came a long way with different styles. I have been looking for some sandals kind of like, you know, like this. And the little khaki, you know, the little khaki color. But finding it in this rubbery Croc-like material was even better than finding them like leather because they're so much more comfy to walk in. So, anywho, with that being said, we are gonna head on out of here. We need to talk, you guys. We need to talk about the direction we are going in as a society. And it's been going downhill for quite a long time. But all of this debate and this back and forth banter about Anita, Grayson, and the Tim Horton situation in Indiana, with the 75-year-old woman who ultimately lost her life over a verbal turn physical altercation between her and a 17 and 20-year-old employee in the store. And I have thoughts because I'm so disgusted that black people are even chiming in on it and saying, oh, she got what she was looking for. Now, I will preface this by saying I am 48 years old. And I also grew up during an era where it was just a common known thing to not get physical with elder people, with the elderly, with senior citizens, okay? And unfortunately, we live in a society now where our young are not being taught the things that we were taught when we were coming up. And we also live in a society where getting physical first and not using your common sense is a secondary thing, right? So I'm just very sad about it. And it's very hard to teach your children those core values when so much of our society is driven by social media, the internet, you know, all this access that our kids had that we just did not have when we were coming up. And it's hard to combat that because you're teaching them one thing, but online, you know, they're being able to see people do the contrary. So it's very tricky territory, if you will. But what's pissing me off is that people are choosing to overlook what we actually saw with our own eyes, right? So for one, I will say that when Miss Anita came into Tim Hortons about whatever happened at the window, because we don't know that it was just because her order was wrong. We don't know if something was said or did to her at the window that caused her to come in there huffing and puffing, right? Let's start there. The assumption is that her coffee order was wrong, but I have yet to hear any audio that, clarifies that for everybody. So that's one. She goes in, there's a barrier between them. Now, it's clear on the video that Ms. Grayson was upset. They were probably all yelling, right? And you see the 17-year-old that's arguing with her, which seemed to be the focus of Ms. Grayson. Now, mind you, we have no idea what this 17-year-old could have said or done at the window that caused Ms. Grayson to come inside the store. That's one thing. Now, the 20-year-old manager comes to step in between them. And you can see hands. You can see that it was a heated discussion that was being had. But what people seem to look over is that it didn't become a physical altercation until the hand from one of the employees, I can't even tell you which was which. When the hand from the employee placed it on Ms. Grayson's chest and pushed back, that was when it became a physical altercation. Now, the law is not a respecter of persons, okay? Unfortunately, it's not a respecter of persons. A person can be saying the most vile things to you, but once it becomes a physical touch, that is where the argument can be made that she then was protecting herself. She was defending herself, right? Doesn't matter if she came in there hot and heavy and was wrong. And you're in a place of business. That's very different than being out on the street, right? Very different. Now, when I was coming up, my very first job was working at Wendy's. I've only worked a fast food restaurant or in the restaurant industry that one time when I was 14 years old. And I vowed to myself to, if I could, never do that again, right? So that's one. Now, when I was coming up, and I'm pretty sure even now, because even in my line of work, having to deal with customers on an all-day daily basis, you really are taught that the customer is always right. If they're not right, you are definitely taught to de-escalate. You're taught to de-escalate the situation. Now, in the line of work that I do, I'm over the phone. Can't nobody get in my face to touch me, right? And we do, sometimes have to disconnect the call when the caller is too irate for us to be able to assist them. Something that is very different from physical on-site customer service. Now, there's a couple of things that I feel like could be very wrong here. One, why did they not, the employees, why did they not just back up? Because there was definitely space and opportunity and room for them to back away from her. Why were they even close enough to even touch each other, period? It just really doesn't make any sense to me, because is protocol not a thing when you're in a workplace environment? Because there is no reason why I would have stood there face to face, almost boob to boob, arguing with this old lady. She would have been yelling and cussing me out from across the fucking room. If she was that over the top, you're in a place of business. Call the police and have the correct authorities to come and handle the situation. Far too often, people take being at work way too damn serious. I am not going to put my life on the line for no job. I'm not going to put my life on the line in no setting where the person is actually face to face with me, because people are not rap tight. Okay? There is absolutely no reason why that they should not have put space and distance between them to avoid it ever becoming a physical thing. And I don't care. A touch is a touch. Don't fucking touch me. Period. Don't touch me. You can say whatever you want to say. Say it the fuck over there, but don't touch me. So I'm not really understanding why people are like, oh, the old lady was wrong. She was in the wrong. She got what she deserved. You know, she shouldn't have ever came in there talking to people any kind of way. Now, granted, you don't get to berate people and be disrespectful to people in a place of business and expect them to still serve you. That I do agree. You know, as a place of business, you have the right to decline service, right? What you don't have the right to do is put your hands on somebody. Because at the end of the day, stop it. Oh, my blinker. Why? At the end of the day, the law is still the law. You cannot physically put your hands on a person regardless of the words that are coming out of their mouth, right? Especially in a work setting. Now, it may be a little bit more leniency and more to look into if this happens on the street, because if you haven't heard, Chud the Builder, who is a white guy that makes his, his social platform based on antagonizing and berating and calling black people the N-word, okay? We are, if you don't know, but recently he was coming out of a courthouse for a completely different case regarding him, and got into a back and forth with a black guy and pulled out his gun and shot the guy several times, and also shot himself like Cheddar Bob. Now, in that situation, he is being charged for being the antagonizer. And I get that. But he also has a history of provoking these situations. Now, Miss Anita could have been hell on wheels in her day. Maybe she is a mean bitch. Who knows? Who knows? But on the street and in a place of business where you have an opportunity to walk away from somebody who is coming in at you already yelling and upset is a very different thing. And, just like claims, these things are going to be on a case-by-case scenario. I don't know, y'all. My car is acting real funky. Let me call y'all back. Okay, y'all, my car is acting up. I'm not that far from home, so I'm about to turn back around so that my husband can clear a code or something, because my car is acting wonky. I don't want to get out and about in my day and be stuck somewhere because I don't know what to do. Okay, you guys, we are back. I'm glad I wasn't too far from the house, and my husband just ended up meeting me. There's some things that he wants to do on the car, and it's acting wonky. And as a woman, like most women, I put gas in it and go. That's about the furthest that I'm gonna do on a car. Not the most I'm gonna do. Anywho, back to the story. So they have a barrier between them, a little door between them. Now, just like with the situation that happened a few months ago, a few weeks ago, with the Zara store employees chasing a woman down just because they thought that she had stolen something. At what point is it the responsibility of the employees to do what they're trained to do, which is de-escalate, get into a safe space, and let the appropriate authorities come and handle an irate, belligerent customer? Because I think that's the part that's so conflicting. People are thinking with their emotions more so than with how the law would view it. You touch someone, push them in their chest. Not hard, it wasn't a hard push, but don't touch me. And she swings and connects. And then they come over the barrier and they have some rolling around and hands, flinging on the floor. Which ultimately the lady ended up having a heart attack and passing. But to me, it would not have escalated had they done the proper procedure in a situation with an irate customer, which is try your best to de-escalate and put some distance in between yourself and the customer. And if the argument is that they were too young to know to do that, then they too young to be in that position. Because again, she would have been yelling at my ass from across the room. And as long as she didn't cross that barrier and physically touch me first, I wouldn't have swung back in any manner. I wouldn't have hit her back. It wouldn't have got to that point. And I feel like that would have been the same for me even when I was 14 working at fast food and didn't know nothing about nothing. It's this whole big back and forth about it, and all of the commentary that I'm hearing where people are blaming the victim is based on emotion and what you would do if somebody put their hands on you. What happened to sticks and stones may break your bones, but words never hurting. Especially when you have an opportunity where you don't have to physically be that close to the person. She could have been talking all the shit she wanted to keep your ass over there. I feel like charges should be brought against the young ladies for not following what I know their store would have wanted them to do. Do I feel like they should be in there for life? No. No, I don't. But you don't put your hands on people. I don't care if you... Why would you even touch a person? I don't even care if it's with a pointer finger. Why would you touch them at all when they already came in the store hot? Why? And she couldn't have been in your physical space had y'all not said what y'all needed to say from 3 feet back. It just doesn't make any sense to me. And I'm so irritated, especially with black people, having so much commentary on justifying why these young ladies felt it in their spirit to touch this lady at all. She's 75 years old. Do you know how many health problems you have in your elder years that can cause you to be aggressive and irrational? That's the reason why you were taught to kind of let some things with older people slide. Was it right? Did that make the older person right? No, it never did. But were you taught that because your physical ability to harm the older person was more likely than the latter? I just don't get it. Let that have been my mama. I'm going off on every fucking body because don't put your hands on her. I don't give a damn what she said. Don't fucking touch her. Period. My mom can be a lot too. She got a mouth on her. but I would never touch her. We might go back and forth, might even say a few little words that a lot of people wouldn't even go so far as to say. And my mom is in her 70s. But touch her? No. Never. Yeah, so that's how I feel about that situation. I don't feel like there was no justification for it to ever even become a physical altercation, because don't touch her. And the people that are saying, oh, well, she hit her, she punched her in the face. Yeah, she got the best of her, because why the fuck is you touching me? And on top of that, we don't know what was said or done to her at the window. We just speculating that it was just a cup of coffee that she was upset about. Ooh, this place that we live in is going to hell in a handbasket very quickly, and it's so sad. It's so sad. I have to tell my 7, almost 8-year-old all the time, the day you think that you can push up on me, it's going to be a very rude awakening for you, sir. And you have to just keep drilling in their heads, in their little brains, that there's a respect level that you give. Now, if the woman came in there and punched her like she punched her first, that's a different situation, because then that person now has the right to physically defend themselves from your physical attack happening first. But that is not what happened. Are y'all dumb? That is not what happened. That's not what we see on that video. Do we see her close? Yes. Can we tell that she is loud and probably irate? Yes. Do we see her ever touch them first? No. No, we do not. And if she's pointing in your face, why the fuck are you that close to her to do that? I don't know. Already they don't really care about our old or our young here. And as much as people keep saying it's not a white or black thing, it's not, and it is. It's not in the sense that it's just a generational thing where young people really lack respect for anybody older than them, regardless of what. Because sometimes that older person may not even be, loud and in your face. And kids are still very disrespectful to the elders. The senior citizens, if you will. The race part of it is that let them have been 2 black employees and that had been an older white woman who came in there belligerent. And that happened. And she ultimately succumbed to her death as a result of, you don't know what triggers a heart attack in certain people. The stress of it all. You know what I'm saying? They would have locked them up on the spot and asked questions last. So there is a racial element to this, because if those girls had been black, they would have locked them up, asked questions last. If they had been white and the woman that was, being irate was white, they would have had more questions, because they look at their people totally different than they look at the black person that's victimized as being, anyone that deserved a level of respect, because they don't respect us old or young either, the law. And the law is not a respecter of persons. It don't care what your feelings were. Lawfully could you do that is the question that need answers. They didn't have to put their hands on her. They could have done a different thing. That would have, maybe she would have still went home and had a heart attack, or went back into the seating area and ultimately had a heart attack from whatever was going on with her health-wise. Who knows? When they touched her, it made a bad situation 10 times worse. And all you really can do is talk to your kids, because in a split second, a situation can become a life or death situation. And it's crazy to me to think that they shouldn't have done a different thing. If you're in a professional setting, you're in a place of business, you're not out in the street. You know what I'm saying? You're not out in the street where there's no barrier between you and she bumping up against you boob to boob. You know what I'm saying? Because even that's, that's getting physical, because why is your boobies on mine? But that's not this situation. And do I think they deserve the max? No. Do I think that they have some onus in it? Absolutely. Absolutely. Don't put your hands on me or mine, period. Now, if we touch you first, that's the repercussions of not being emotionally regulated. You can't just be touching people. No matter what they said, you can't just be touching people. Now, it's going to be left to a jury because, again, even with white people, even they was taught to respect their elders. So it's not so much, it was racially motivated. No, I'm not saying that at all. But it's definitely a sign of the times where younger people don't care. Everybody wants to be respected. And everybody should be respected, but that would be too much like right, because that's not how life has ever been, where people just know how to respect other people. And that's the problem. We have too many people out here willing to disrespect other people and not expect anything in return. There should have been some distance between them. They could have backed up and said all the stuff that they were saying to her, get out, or we're going to call the police. They could have said all of that from 3 feet away. She was already wobbling. Like, how quick do y'all think she is? How much damage do y'all think she would have been able to cause physically to you had you backed up far enough where you guys were not within arm's reach of each other? I should have went to law school, because I love a good case, and this is a very interesting case, and it's very emotionally charged because people feel both ways. But the majority of the people that I'm hearing talk about it, they're talking about it from an emotional standpoint. Emotionally, yeah, you in my face, I want to sock you. But lawfully, can I do that without getting into some kind of trouble? No, I can't. Especially when there's no weapon involved. She didn't brandish no weapon. She didn't give them anything but a bunch of mouth and haughtiness. And that's not a physical threat. Back your ass up. They got back rooms for a reason. I would have been like, listen, as a manager, you go back there. Ma'am, I'm sorry that you're upset. I'm going to back up and wait till the police come so that they can help us to resolve this matter. Problem solved. And if it was her order that was wrong, make that shit and give it to her and send her on her way. Because that's another thing that be pissing me off about restaurants. Some of these employees act like they are giving you their shit. It's coming out of their pocket. What? And the people at the windows be nasty as hell. A lot of times they don't even address you when you pull up. If you deal with cash at all, they don't count your money back. We used to have to count the money backwards, giving people their change back. They won't give you napkins. They won't give you the stuff that you need for the things that you ordered. They don't hardly want to give you condiments. I can't tell you how many times I done had to go back to a restaurant because they done got my order wrong. They left something out. They didn't put something in. Like, that's something that happens in that line of work. If you know that you get triggered, that's not the line of work for you to be in. I worked childcare for many years, and I realized that wasn't a good job for me because I wanted to thump people's kids. And you can't be doing that. So this ain't the line of work for you. when I worked with elders, I've worked in nursing home settings, dementia to be exact. They are strong as hell and they can get physical with you. And in their right mind, they probably would never do that. And physically, you can't always see the signs. So it's very easy for somebody with, health problems that may cause them to be aggressive, or medications that may cause them to be aggressive. But you can always walk away from a situation if you're not in an immediate harm, like someone got a gun out on you or something like that. It's no reason for that. It was no reason for it to escalate to that point, because they could have put distance between them. And that's just how I feel on it. I don't care how young they were. You put distance between yourself when somebody is coming to you in an aggressive manner, in that setting, in that environment. Old, young, it doesn't matter. Put some distance in between yourself. Let the police come and handle the situation. The way people be going back and forth with customers in physical spaces where, you seeing these customers face to face. Because customer service over the phone can be as simple as hanging up. You can't hang up on them and they in your face. What you can do is back up and get some distance and call the proper people to come and handle the situation. And who knows, because sometimes the police come and they make shit 10 times worse. They may have done the same thing to the woman, but at least it wouldn't have been on your hands. That's all I got to say about it. You touch my mama, I don't give a damn what she said. You touch her, it's fucking on. Period. Okay, you guys, I am waiting for my mom to go and get her little cart, because they have a cart downstairs usually, but on a Sunday, most people in her building are doing their outings, so it's not always available. I guess she went upstairs to get the other one. I would have went up there for her, but she didn't say nothing. She might have thought I'd say no, but I would have went up there because I feel like I could have used the exercise. You guys, I saw Milan at the farmer's market. That is Latoya Forever's little cousin. I've been watching them for years, so it's a very sweet girl. Saw her in there. Gave her sent her my condolences for their matriarch. Their grandmother passed not too long back, and their grandmother was such a sweetheart. She probably, like most of our grandmothers, was the glue to the family. Yeah, we gotta look out for our elders too, because they need someone to look out for them as well. Even when they're tyrants, unfortunately, you don't gotta put your hands on them. Oh my goodness, because at some point we gonna all be old. If we are fortunate enough to live long enough to see 75 and plus. I don't know. People are so impatient. That's why I don't like to go nowhere. I really don't. I don't care to be out in the public at all if I can avoid it. It's so sad. So sad. But yeah, you guys, when it's time to grocery shop, do you guys go to multiple grocery stores? Because me, I have to go to multiple grocery stores in order to get all the things that I need. I'm going to have to stop somewhere else on my way home and get something to drink, because I wasn't buying it in there. They're priced well on some things, but not all things. Like the convenient things that you get from your neighborhood grocery store, not so much. You might spend $1 to $3 or $4 more in a store like that. So we still need something to drink. And I also need to get some tortilla chips. I've been eating nachos a lot, like for a snack. So I'll probably stop at Kroger on my way back home. See if I can find the On the Border tortilla chips. This thing ain't doing nothing to get the smudges off my glasses. Dang. Nothing. Yeah, it's crazy. I got glasses every freaking where. Sunglasses and readers and progressives, and I need to maybe bag everything at least to keep them from being scratched up, but I got a lot of glasses. I need some organizing situations for them. The behind the door organizer that I got in my bathroom, chef's kiss. I don't know why I didn't get one sooner. Cause oh no, what is this? I just rubbed some stickiness all over it. Where did that even come from? Oh my gosh. I low-key wish I could wear contacts, but I'm nervous to get contacts because I'm wondering how I'm gonna be able to read and see far distance. It just don't seem like it would work out with such a small space to work with. And I know I can't use progressives when I'm at my computer. I can only use readers. And I can't see y'all without readers because the screen is so small. Like, I can see myself, but I can't see myself like crystal clear. Aging is a mug. Let's just say that. It is very much not fun to be aging. This cloth that my husband got here probably ain't gonna do me no better. Let's see. Yeah, these are supposed to be multifocal from, I got these from Amazon a couple of years ago. But to me, they're more readers than they are like being able to see far distance. So I don't like to drive with them on. So I got glasses for all kinds of reasons. And I want a pair of glasses that will do everything, that I don't have to switch them out. That would be ideal. But I guess the way my eyes are set up, it's not much of a possibility. So yeah. Yeah, they were supposed to open up the pool, I think yesterday. But this weather is not, it's muggy as heck outside, and that's because it's been raining for days. Very muggy out here. But it gotta be in the high 80s, 90s for me to get into a swimming pool, because then the water be cold. And then when you get out, it be cold. I want the water to bake a little bit before I start getting in the pool, but I'm definitely ready to get the swimming exercises in. So hopefully, maybe next week. Here is my mother. All right, y'all, I'll talk to y'all when I'm on my way home. Y'all, tell me why my mom left her phone at the grocery store. So I'm gonna have to go back and run and get it. Thankfully, it's only up the street. And I called it, and a guy answered the phone and said that she left her phone behind. And that's her lifeline, so she gonna need that. So that's what I'm about to run in quickly and grab it. And we do have to have patience for our elder family members. Because I know she didn't intend to do that. She must have sit it down or something. And thankfully somebody had the wherewithal to turn it in and not keep it pushing. Because you know, people will do that also. Take your stuff and keep on going. She don't have it locked in no kind of way, I don't think. So, yeah. Anyway, I could see better driving without the glasses on than with them on. Sheesh. Well, I guess today's been a life lesson on, you know, how we need to treat our seniors a little bit better, a little bit more patience. And I'm guilty of that because sometimes I don't always have the patience with my mom. My mom is a real piece of work. She don't think so, but my siblings and I beg to differ. She can be a real handful. I'm the only one that really gets her. Sometimes she might get it from me as good as she gives, but I would never, ever, never put my hands on her. Nah, I ain't gonna do that. I ain't gonna do that at all. See, it didn't take me no time to get back up here to this store. My gosh. All right, y'all, I'll be back. Let me park somewhere. My mother left her phone.
Mess with them crabs back there.
Thank you. It is 2 showers a day hot out here. My God. Ooh, it's terrible. Yeah, today's been eventful, so I guess, you know, this was a day with me, spend a day with me, because I really didn't have anything going on. I have not recorded much through the week, and I was gonna show you guys how my bread box came out, but I can always show y'all that on a different vlog. Because I did capture some footage of me putting it together, which I am not the most direction following, put together cabinetry person, but it wasn't too bad. I figured it out. And what I love about the bread box is that it's catacorner. And even if I change my color scheme, it's nothing that a simple spray paint wouldn't do to change it up. Because eventually I may tire of having teal green throughout as my accent color. So far, I still love it. For some reason, it's my happy color. It's my peaceful color. It just gives me peace. It's not green, it's not blue, it's just, you know, that right in between. And I like, sir, I like all shades of it too. I like it when it's really light, like Tiffany blue. I like it when it's deep and dark and rich. I like it when it's rustic. I just like that color. I like it a lot. I ended up dyeing my hair jet black along with my curly unit. I haven't done my kinky straight unit yet. I was surprised one box of Cream of Nature jet black did this entire half wig, but it did, and I was satisfied. And then I did my own. Now, usually dye don't cover up my grays, but it seemed like it covered up the handful of grays that I had. I wouldn't even say a handful. I probably got no more than 7 grays. And I have them like along my hairline, like my baby hairline. And I think 2 of them I can still see. Which I don't color my hair to cover my grays because I'm not at that stage in my life where gray hair requires to be dyed. I don't know that I ever really will care about that because, excuse me for the wind, y'all. I need fresh air, not AC air. I need fresh blowing air. So I'm not gonna keep y'all long. But gray prematurely runs in my family. Like my granddad was born with a gray streak and my mom's hair is completely white. Her siblings that don't have completely white hair, dye it. They dye their hair. they diet. But yeah, I think it's distinguishing. Like a man with an all white beard, that's distinguishing. I be telling my dad not to shave his beard because he looks really handsome with an all white beard. But he's from that era where they still want to look maybe like how they feel, I guess. I don't know. Anyway, I'm glad that was quickly resolved. Get this woman back her phone. Anyway, y'all, I'm gonna close the vlog out here. Thank you so much for watching. Be blessed and be good to people.